Present.
Pat Caldwell. Pat, if you would please unmute and state your first and last name for the record. Okay, we'll come back to Pat. Peter Gashon.
Present.
Leo Harishni.
Present.
Kathy Julian is absent. And once again, Pat Caldwell. Pat, if you can hear us. Okay, I do see Pat, but I'm not getting a confirmation. So I won't count him as present. I'll let the board know if he does join us, but for now we do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. We'll make note of Pat joining if he can. If you would all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we please have the ethics law announcement.
Thank you. Ethics law. The board members are reminded that if with respect to any matter or any person coming before the board today, you've received a gift or loan, you have a pecuniary interest, you have a commitment in a private capacity such as family, employment, business, or similar relationship, or if you've provided representation or counseling before an agency to a person or entity for compensation within the last year on a matter that's being considered today, you must disclose that gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation at the time the matter is being considered. You must furthermore abstain from deliberation or voting on the matter if it's clear the gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation would materially affect the independence of judgment of a reasonable person. Board members are reminded under the Board of Adjustment rules that if you've had any contact outside this meeting with any person interested in a matter coming before the board, you need to disclose the nature of that contact at the meeting. This meeting is being held in County Commission chambers and via Zoom. To attend via Zoom, log in using the Zoom webinar link on the agenda or by typing in zoom.us in a computer browser, clicking join a meeting, and entering meeting ID 872-156-75749. Alternatively, you can join via telephone only. The number is 1-669-900-9128, same meeting ID number, and press pound. For those wishing to provide public comment via Zoom, log into the Zoom webinar, utilize the raise hand feature during any public comment period, and via telephone, use *9 to raise hand and *6 to mute and unmute.
Thank you. And may we please hear the appeal procedure?
Yeah, most decisions rendered by the Board of Adjustment are appealable to the Board of County Commissioners. If you disagree with the decision of the Board of Adjustment and qualify as an aggrieved person or party, you may appeal in writing within 10 calendar days from the date that the decision being appealed is reduced to writing, filed with the Secretary of the Board of Adjustment, and mailed to the original applicant in the proceeding being appealed in accordance with Washoe County Code. Please call the planning staff immediately at 775-328-6100 for information on the appeal procedure and the application fee.
Thank you. Time now for public comment. This is general public comment, not having anything to do with agenda items.
There is no public comment in chambers or via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Now let's take a look at the agenda for today. Any changes?
No.
No?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve?
This is Rob. I move to approve as written.
This is Leo Harishni. I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and a second to approve the September 15, 2025 agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, he's here.
Let the record show that Pat Caldwell has joined via Zoom.
Yes.
Welcome, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at the July 3rd, 2025 draft minutes. Has everyone had a chance to look at those? Any comments, changes?
No.
Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion?
This is Rob. I move to approve as written.
Go ahead.
This is Pat Caldwell. I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of the July 3rd, 2025 draft minutes. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, that passes as well. Okay, public hearing items. Item 8A, amendment of conditions, case number WAC 25-0015 for WSUP 23-0034. Mr. Lloyd, may you please announce?
Yeah, for hearing, discussion, and possible action to approve an amendment of conditions for special use permit WSUP 230034 for a commercial stable to vary the requirement that the commercial use operate out of a commercial structure, to eliminate the requirement for a permanent bathroom and commercial septic system, to reduce the number of auditors per special event to 25, and to allow for a 3-year period for completion of the special use permit conditions until December 7th, 2028. Representing Washoe County in this matter is Planner Tim Evans.
Okay, Tim, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Tim Evans, planner. So the case before you today is amendment of conditions, case number WAC 25-0015 for special use permit case number WSUP 23-0034. So the subject property is located at 23950 Fetlock Drive. And to give some history and background on the special use permit that was approved, it was originally approved in 2023, and the special use permit was for commercial stables or commercial stables use type that would allow for the boarding and training of up to 14 horses, riding lessons, and horsemanship events as allowed by Washoe County Code section or table 110.302.05.3. So the request before you today is an amendment of conditions. Specifically, the first few items under this amendment of conditions is to vary the requirement that the commercial use operate out of a commercial structure. The second item is to eliminate the requirement for a permanent bathroom and commercial septic system. The third item is to reduce the number of auditors per special event, or those horsemanship events, from 40 down to 25. And the last item is to allow for a 3-year period for completion of the conditions of the original special use permit until September 15th, 2028. So one point I would like to make note of is that in the staff report, there is a typo in the case description as well as in that motion. It says it's December 7th, 2028, so there was a combination of a couple dates going on there, which is incorrect. It should be today's date and 3 years from today's date for that condition or that recommended condition in there and for that motion. And so here is on the left side a site plan, or the site plan that was submitted with the amendment of conditions application. And on the right side, you can see a zoomed out view of the entire property. And so the subject project was sent out for review to multiple different agencies. A total of 15 agencies received the project information for review, and 1 agency provided comments, which have become conditions in Exhibit A of the staff report. And so proper noticing occurred for the project. A total of 39 parcels were noticed, and no public comments were received. And staff is able to make all required findings as detailed in the staff report. And staff recommends that the Board of Adjustment approve amendment of conditions case number WAC 25-0015 and provides the amended motion on the screen, as well as there's printouts that have been provided for you as well that reflect the proper date of September 15th, 2028, not December 7th, 2028. And so to give a little bit of background as to that actual date itself and why the applicant wants that, they want that 3-year timeline to allow for paving, which there was in that original special use permit. One of the conditions and things for the business license is tied to paving for parking spaces and things like that. So that's why they're requesting that, that amount of time there. And so I am available for any questions, and the applicant is available as well, and they have a presentation to give.
Thanks, Tim. Anybody have any questions for staff now? Okay, is the applicant present? Do they wish to make a presentation? Please state your name for the record before you begin.
For the record, I'm Daniel Yarte. Good morning, distinguished staff. Thank you for your time once again and for your consideration. For those who are unfamiliar with us, my wife and I, we run Team Yarte Horsemanship out of our home, and we help start horses and we help better partnership with horse and human. Since 2016, we have trained and started several horses and building partnerships with horse and human, making the community safer with knowledge to be able to have better understanding of the behavioral issues, or just, again, a better partnership. So I just want to say I really appreciate your time and your consideration. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there more presentation?
Sorry, yeah.
Great.
To be fair, I forgot our notes. This is Catherine Yarte, for the record, so we're flying a little bit blind here. I just wanted to fill in a little bit of detail on what we have accomplished so far and what we are asking for and why. So, as Dan said, we've been established since 2016. We've been state licensed since 2019. And we have been working with staff and all departments relevant for the last 2 years to try and get this accomplished. The priority has been coming to an agreement with Northern Nevada Public Health on the bathroom issue, and that is why the paving project was not started. If we weren't going to get the bathrooms approved, there was no sense in starting a paving project anyway. That is the reason for the extension, that the paving was not started sooner. The other reason asking for additional time is based on the time frame we are at now. We're coming into winter, so finding a vendor and then getting that started with the potential for a wet winter is not practical with where we're at for prepping the site and that sort of thing to pave the 2 handicap parking spaces that are required per the conditions. And so the additional time is to make sure that we have that. A year would really only give us about 6 months to accomplish everything. And so we are open to flexing on that, but I want to be realistic about what we can actually get done. As far as the conditions, almost every condition was met at a previous point. Many will have to be re-met because of the amount of time that has lapsed in working with Northern Nevada Public Health. I also wanted to give a thank you to the planning staff as well as Northern Nevada Public Health for being so willing to work with us on this and recognizing that we are a small home-based business. And so to the point of, let me flip back here, of the conditions in Exhibit A, Condition 1F was met in 2024. The signage was adjusted as per request in Condition 1A, let me flip back. Condition 1F and 1G and 1H. That has all been addressed. And the parking is the next thing to cover. Operationally, we have met the hours in 2023. That was added to our business model and to our website. We reduced the number of auditors as an understanding of how small our scope is, that 40 was more than we would need. At the time, we were trying to give ourselves a buffer. After reflecting on past events, 25 is more than sufficient and a better reflection of the scope of work we actually do. So we voluntarily reduced that number to better reflect what we're asking. We, under Northern Nevada Public Health conditions in number 2 on page 13, we have already met the public water system that was determined in November of 2023, and that letter is attached to the staff report. And for the amendment of conditions that we will maintain a professionally maintained ADA compliant bathroom, that has been in place since May of 2025. Prior to that, we had a professionally maintained standard unit available long before this process ever began. But we did upgrade that, and it has been on a regular contract ever since. And that was approved through conversation with Northern Nevada Public Health. Their approval is also attached. The manure management, Condition 2A III, was completed in 2023, December of 2023. And water rights, Condition 3A, that was also completed. The permit is attached as well as the approval from the engineering department showing that we have met that. Permit 93279 is attached. And I did have a conversation with Chief Dale Way on September 10th for condition number 4, and they are prepared to do the inspection once we get to that point. But they have seen no issues with our property thus far, and it was originally approved by fire in February of 2024. It will be submitted for reinspection after this hearing, should we be approved. Washoe County Animal Services has also submitted responses that they have no issues from an animal services perspective to both the original SUP as well as this adjustment, this amendment that we have requested. So at this point, what we are asking for is simply to continue in this process with the time allowed. Spending 2 years working just on the bathroom has eaten up a lot of time to meet the remainder of these conditions, and that's really the big thing for us. So as Tim said, we're available for additional questions. I apologize for the lack of professionalism in this delivery, but we are doing our best. Thank you.
No, that was great. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant at this time?
I do. I just got one question. When you say auditors, can you please tell me what you're referring to?
Yes, so we host different events throughout the year, including clinics with professional trainers. For clinics, we allow no more than 15 riders per day. They don't all arrive at the same time, they're on a schedule. For auditors, we allow individuals without animals to attend those events in order to watch and observe. We also host professional development type clinics. So I've done dissection events with veterinarians. We've done training events with farriers doing demonstrations. So really they're educational demonstrations for the public, and we allow them to come as a hands-on without horses. So we provide the instruments. There may be a horse that belongs to us used as a demonstration, but the public coming as an auditor will not be bringing an animal onto the property. And the lessons we provide are only with owners who have horses on the property. So additional animals are only brought for clinics that are signed up and only for a set period of time throughout the day. So they typically are given a 2 to 3 hour block with that trainer, and then they leave. So that is kind of the gist of how auditors work.
Okay, great, thank you. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? Do we have any public comment at this time?
There is no public comment in Zoom or via chambers. No public comment.
Okay, we'll close public comment and bring it back to the board. Any questions for staff or the applicant?
I think I support it. I think it's a
No
great
question.
thing going forward.
Okay, I hear Pat. Pat, go ahead.
This is Pat Caldwell for the record. I don't have any questions. Thank you.
I have a few questions, maybe for Tim or the applicant. So I went back to the original application, and I don't know if anybody knew exactly what it meant, but code requires a commercial stable to operate out of a commercial building. At the time the original SUP was contemplated, what improvements were contemplated to meet that condition?
Tim Evans, planner. So that is correct, exactly what you said, as far as a commercial stable having to operate out of a commercial structure. And so there were no new structures that were contemplated as part of that approval. It was just utilizing already what was on that property. And basically what it would have been is just going through and doing those, the commercial septic system and the bathroom, that would have been part of it, as well as if there was any other additional permits that may have been needed to address that, turning the existing structure that is there, like a barn or corrals or whatever it may be, doing those types of permits to address the commercial focus of the operation, but there was no contemplation of any new structures. It was just utilizing what was there.
So if a new facility wants to get developed, they have to meet current building codes, they have to install fire sprinkler systems, so on and so forth. But when we're bringing an existing facility into compliance, they don't have to meet any of those same building code requirements?
Tim Evans, planner. So as far as that goes, a new facility and an existing facility, if there's things that need to be met, like fire sprinklers or something like that, if it triggers those requirements, it would be, going through that process and doing the building permits or whatnot. And the applicant is available to speak more on that as well.
Please.
Catherine Yarte for the record. If it helps, we have a commercial sprinkler system in our home, but we don't use our home for the business. That was not applicable from my understanding because we do not have a structure associated with the business. We have open-air motels, which are not considered an enclosed building, and we have an open-air arena. We have tax storage, but people don't go in there. It's simply a storage building. So we don't have any structures that are like considered a commercial structure that would require, per fire, that would require any sort of fire suppression beyond fire extinguishers, which that we do have commercially installed at appropriate distances on all the facility.
Okay. And then how many parking spaces are actually required to be paved?
I don't think it's two.
Okay. Tim Evans, planner. So as far as that goes, a total of, looking back at the staff report, it looks like there's a total of 2 parking spaces around there that have to be paved. That would be to address like 88 requirements, and a total of actually 4 parking spaces overall were required.
Okay. I think if anything, my only comment is, why do we need 3 years? We're going to let them get away with the non-commercial septic. I think we're paving 2 parking spaces. Sounded like you were amenable. I mean, I'd like to, I don't know why we need 3 years, is my only comment at this point.
I think we had a similar question, but I would ask the applicant, they're the ones that are asking for the 3 years, and maybe they can respond to that question.
Catherine Yarte for the record. It was a generous number to make sure that we did not run into what we're running into now, which is we're right against the edge of expiration for the original SUP. I'm totally willing and content to reduce that number. With the weather change, I would prefer at least 18 months, not knowing what the winter is going to look like, finding a vendor, preparing the site, that sort of thing. That's just, I want to be realistic about our ability to accomplish it both financially and pragmatically.
But if you get the approval today, does the bathroom come in immediately?
The bathroom has been in place since May.
Okay.
The bathroom's been in place the entire time.
Okay, then that'll satisfy me. I think if we could just cut it down to the 18 months.
Okay.
That makes more, that makes more sense to me.
Okay. Are you okay with that? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have nothing further.
I kind of personally, just Rob for the record, I kind of like the 3 years. That'll give them some extra time to run water lines, whatever they need to do. Paving is expensive, and once it's done, it's done. So you have to grade, you have to think ahead, and all that. And so I didn't have a problem with the 3 years personally.
Leo Horishny for the record. I hate to say this, I see both sides. I don't have a problem with the 3 years, and I don't have a problem with 18 months.
Yeah.
So if the applicant is comfortable with 18 months, I don't think that's fine. But either way, I have no strong position either way.
Yeah, and I don't, this is Peter for the record, I don't have a strong position either. Everyone knows by now that we're horse people, we own horses, the kids ride. I'm all in support of this, but I just feel like when we give people a series of variances, let's just make sure they get done in a timely fashion. I don't think there's any reason why they're not paving next summer. So I think even 18 months is generous, but if that's what they want, I'm comfortable with that. But I actually kind of feel, not strongly, but there's no reason it's going to take 3 years to pave 2 parking spaces.
Gotcha. That's fine.
Yeah, this is Pat Caldwell for the record. I don't really have an issue with the 3 years, but since the has already been given a period of time to come in conformance, I agree with Peter that 18 months is probably appropriate.
Thanks, Pat. Okay, anybody else have anything else for staff, applicants, or discussion? No. So we have a proposed motion in front of us, and I would only ask that whoever makes a motion would make reflection of the time period.
This is Rob, I'll make the motion. I move that after giving reasonable consideration of the information contained in staff report, information received during the public hearing, the Washoe County Board of Adjustment approve amendment of conditions case number WAC 25-0015 for Daniel and Kathy Yorte, with the amended motion of 18 months to complete the paving, with the conditions included in Exhibit A, having made all 5 findings in accordance with Washoe County Code Section 110.810.30, I further move to vary the Development Code standard for Washoe County Code Section 110.304.25 to not require the commercial stables use in a commercial structure, and to amend the date set forth in the condition to, I guess I should have put it there, September 15th, 18 months from today's date.
Perfect.
If my math is correct, I think that would be March 15th of 2027 or thereabouts.
March 15th.
March of 2027, yeah.
Thank you, Trevor.
March 15th, 2027, sorry, standard amended. Okay.
We have a motion?
Leo Harishny, I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Okay, moving on, chair and board items. Any future agenda items or requests for information from staff? Okay, seeing none. Director and legal counsel items? Report on previous Board of Adjustment items?
Nothing to report on.
Any legal information and updates? Okay, any public comment?
No public comment in chambers or via Zoom.
Okay, it is 9:27. I call the meeting adjourned.
Yay, there you go.